And welcome once again to another Ruin video. My name is Dr. Wasabi and we are once again in Bonnie Bowl. Gosh, this place has a lot of secrets, doesn't it? Now, in today's video, we are going to be talking about these little buggers here, the mini music men, the bane of my existence throughout the entire Ruin playthrough, let me tell you. I think a lot of people can relate to how hard this section of the game was actually luring these little creatures out of their hidey holes just so you could activate the child node. It was just, it was challenging in my opinion, but a little bit annoying to say the least. So you may be wondering, Wasabi, why are you talking about the mini music men? I know they're annoying, but surely there's nothing more to them than that. Well, my dear viewer, you are wrong. Not to sound too rude, of course. So the main kind of point I was going to make of this was when I was actually playing the first playthrough of the game itself. Now, a lot of these music men, they look incredibly torn up, as if someone has ripped open the outer casing of their kind of, you know, because they always have like a plastic casing of sorts that kind of gives them their shape. But what I wanted to show you was this model in particular, a music man with rabbit ears. Now, with those with keen eyes, you'll be able to sense that this was linked either to Vanny or the glitch trap virus that has infected the pizzeria. But in my opinion, I think this links to Vanny a lot more than people might realize, and I'll get into that in a second. So, Dorko has released a video about the Mimic, which kind of links into what I'm talking about, because it really said something that I didn't really care to mention or think about until now, which kind of spurred this video, in my opinion. So, in the video, he made the hypothesis that the Princess Quest ending was in fact the true ending of Five Nights at Freddy's, which kind of explains how you're able to get the Vanny mask in general, because, you know, it's Vanny's mask. Surely, if she wasn't freed, then you won't be able to have it. But it's in that sort of theory that I kind of base my idea on the music men, because I always thought there was something a bit special about these ones in particular. Now, don't get me wrong, there has been signs of tampering, at least with the music men in general. You know, their mouths are kind of split open. There's clearly been some kind of modification, but it's these bunny ones in particular that has me set on a particular idea. And that idea is based on the theory that Gregory and, of course, Vanessa went back into the pizzeria in order to set up the child security nodes and, of course, the Mexus security system to keep the Mimic from escaping the Pizzaplex. Now, the idea I've got in my head is that the music men weren't here to begin with, because of course in Security Breach they're more kind of spread around the Pizzaplex, you know, in the vents and all sorts of venting systems, rather than Bonnie Bowling as a whole. But it was from this observation that kind of made me think that they were more gathered here for a particular purpose, and I think that's quite a smart idea to kind of gauge, because, you know, of course they've been tampered with. The only real way you can see music men or the mini music men outside of Bonnie Bowling is if you go into Phaser Blast, and that's not particularly far away either. So it kind of spurs the idea that someone has gathered all of these music men and kind of dumped them in Bonnie Bowling, whether that be for security or to keep something safe. Or my main idea for this is that Vanessa has actually remade these music men as incurred by the kind of bunny style art she always likes to put down, in order to protect the child nodes in this particular area of the pizzeria. Because of their spread out nature, it's more logical that someone, maybe Vanessa, has grouped these music men together, maybe kind of customized them in her own artistic way, and of course set them loose in Bonnie Bowling in order to protect the security system that is linked here. Now, of course, this theory rests on the idea that Vanessa and Gregory went back to the Pizzaplex in order to set up the Mexus security system, which kind of explains why everything is more of in a defensive state in this kind of chapter of the pizzeria, rather than more of a general roaming type of experience, because of course a lot of stuff is collapsed in on itself. It seems that the repairs of the Pizzaplex was stopped midway, so I think what most likely has happened is just after the repairs were stopped, Gregory or Vanessa came in, they gathered all of the music men from around the Pizzaplex, or what was left of it, and of course they kind of customized them and dumped them all into Bonnie Bowling for the purpose of security. Now, in terms of theories, this is the most solid in my opinion. It kind of makes sense what with the assumption, well, I say assumption, the kind of hypothesis that this is indeed the Princess Quest ending. The other theory that I have is that this somehow is, relating to Glitch Trap, but I don't really think that's a suitable theory. Again, usually because Glitch Trap is more of a digital entity, and these kind of mini Music Men are prototype wind-up toys, so they're a bit more clockwork than they are digital. I may be wrong. I don't think we have a full understanding of how the mini Music Men work, other than they are kind of clockwork machines in that regard. So, I could be wrong in that regard. But in general, I think this is a pretty good theory as to what happened to the Music Men and why they're in such a kind of tattered and customized shape, because with the other FNAF Ruin animatronics, it's more a case of just damage rather than customization. And what I mean by that is, let's just walk over here for an example. So if we go over here, it is clear that this Music Man has been customized. I mean, look at that face. That Music Man has had some stuff done to it, let me tell you. Its kind of polymer casing has been ripped out to the side. It really is one of those cases where someone really has, got on our little Music Man friends, kind of customized them using the polymer casing to kind of make them into scrap versions, and of course kind of set them loose inside Bonnie Bowling. Now, of course, I could be wrong on this venture. This entire theory kind of rests upon the fact that there is a bunny variation of the mini Music Men, which kind of led me down this rabbit hole and make this theory in general. And of course, we have the other video by Dorco, kind of reinforcing that fact. I didn't want to just kind of be a bit one-legged in my theory making. But again, I could be wrong. This is just the most logical theory I have regarding the Music Men. It's just really weird how they're just kind of malformed and disfigured in this kind of way. It just reminds me of sort of Vanny's artistic handiwork in that sense. So that has been our video for today. What happened to the mini Music Men and who are behind them? Obviously this was quite fun to make. In terms of this segment, this was a very challenging chapter. I know MatPat has had some really big issues with this part because he just can't get past it, which is quite funny in my opinion. But again, that's been our video. Who has kind of transformed the Music Man in my opinion. Now, of course, if you disagree, please say so in the comment section below. We always encourage civil debate in the comment section, so please speak your mind. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. I wish you a most pleasant good evening, and of course, as always, God bless.
And now, folks, it is time to say good night. We sincerely appreciate your viewing and hope we've succeeded in providing you with an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Stay happy and come back again soon. Good night.